hailed as the next step in the communications revolution.
It feels like 5G has barely just arrived, and already folks are looking ahead for what comes next. That breakneck speed of innovation and technology has many users excited about the eventual arrival of the next generation of connectivity, something that many are assuming will be dubbed 6G. But with 5G having just fully arrived, how long will it be before we see this next moment of revolutionary technology? And just how revolutionary will it be? Does 6G just mean faster connections or something more? In today's video, we're going to take a glimpse into the future and see just what 6G could look like.
It's fever, 6G fever.
What's a 6G?
What the f***'s a beaver?
I don't know, kinda looks like a girl.
Dimension of mind. A dimension of mind. A dimension of mind. A dimension of mind. You unlock this door with the key of imagination, or 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 with the key of imagination.
Wordsworth, Romney, obsolescence.
You walk into this room at your own risk, because it leads to the future. Not a future that will be, but one that might be. This is not a new world. It is simply an extension of what began in the old one. It has patterned itself after every dictator who has ever planted the ripping imprint of a boot on the pages of history since the beginning of time. It has refinements, technological advances, and a more sophisticated approach to the destruction of human freedom. But like every one of the superstates that preceded it, it has one iron rule. Logic is an enemy and truth is a menace. This is Mr. Romney Wordsworth. In his last 48 hours on Earth, he's a citizen of the state, but will soon have to be eliminated. Because he is built out of flesh, and because he has a mind.
You've been under investigation, Mr. Wordsworth, for the mandatory period of 1 year and 11 months. You're found to be obsolete. The purpose of this hearing is to make a finding in the matter and make a sentence accordingly. Do you understand that, Mr. Wordsworth?
You have nothing but spindly limbs and a dream, and the state has no use for your kind.
I don't care. I tell you, I don't care. I'm a human being. I exist. And if I speak one thought aloud, that thought lives, even after I'm shoveled into my grave.
The first generation wireless, 1G, was voice. The second generation, 2G, allowed both talk and text. The third generation, 3G, the internet, in a limited way. And today's technology, 4G, completed that digital migration. But if anyone tells you that they know the details of what 5G is going to become, run the other way.
What's a 6G?
What's a beaver?
I think it's a disease.
What's a 6G?
What's a beaver?
He's the Prince of Darkness.
Hello, everyone. It's my great pleasure to welcome you to the first Samsung 6G Forum. Communication has always been central to human existence. Advances in wireless communications continue to change our daily lives and support amazing new experiences. The commercialization of 5G networks is far from over. But we all know that preparing for the next generation of communications technology takes a decade. That's why R&D for 6G networks has already begun. 6G will be a fundamental technology that drives convergence of services between industries. 6G will be ultra-wideband, ultra-low delay, ultra-intelligent, and hyperspatial. Revolutionary technologies such as AI, robotics, and automation will usher in unprecedented paradigm shifts in wireless communication. and wireless networks will expand from connecting humans to connecting things. These circumstances lead to three major megatrends advancing towards 6G. The explosive increase in connected machines will drive increasing use of network bandwidth. The management of complexity using AI and machine learning will improve performance and reduce expenses. And finally, software-based implementations of network entities are becoming much more common. And this trend makes open source software with open interfaces an attractive option for realizing network functions.
What will 6G technology bring? If you ask any average person about the differences between 3G, 4G, and 5G connectivity, they will most likely say that the higher the number, the faster the connection speeds. This means you can send messages faster, download content faster, get directions faster, and so on. But with each new generation of connectivity, there have been improvements well beyond the speed at which data is transferred. Engineers have developed more and more innovative ways for your devices to interact with the internet and other devices around them using these improved connective generations. Things like augmented reality, AirDrop, and nearby file sharing, as well as improved Bluetooth connections developed alongside these generational improvements. So yes, 6G will definitely be faster than 5G, but it could bring a whole lot more with it too. How much faster will 6G be than 5G? Well, at the time of this writing, there isn't a clear answer to the question. 6G research and development is in extremely early stages. However, some experts are predicting that we could see speeds that are up to a full 100 times faster than 5G connections. Dr. Mayar Srivanam Agharam from the University of Sydney claims 6G could deliver mind-boggling speeds of 1 terabyte per second or 8,000 gigabits per second. That level of speed is tough to imagine, but here's a quick, tangible example for you. With current 5G technology, you can download a film from Netflix in a few seconds, assuming you have a solid connection. But with that level of data transfer on 6G networks, you could download 142 hours of content from Netflix in just 1 second. That level of speed is what will help bring about some of the truly revolutionary changes to our world with 6G.
Our 6G vision is to provide the next hyper-connected experience for all. And we highlight 3 key 6G services, namely truly immersive extended reality, high-fidelity mobile holograms, and digital replicas. These new 6G services, which will become possible thanks to advances in communications technology, as well as other technologies such as sensing, imaging, displays, and AI, will be introduced through hyperconnectivity between humans and things.
Will you call me?
Sorry?
Will you call me?
You mean telephone me?
Yes.
When?
Now.
But you're sitting right here.
This is why I wanted to have lunch. You just phone me? Now? Hello, Bethany speaking.
Hello?
You phoning for Bethany?
Yes. What are you doing?
This is Bethany. Can you hear me?
Well, you're right in front of me.
But can you hear me down the phone?
Oh my God.
This is me. On the phone, I had it implanted. My hand is the phone. I can walk and talk because I'm on the phone inside my hand. I am the phone. This is what phones are going to be from now on. I have integrated. Thank you for your call. Subdermal implants. They charge themselves with motion like a self-winding watch. And it's on the 22 network. I get signal across 95% of UK mainland, 98 by next year.
When I phoned you, it was ringing. You were ringing.
That's the speaker. So small.
Okay, but when did you get this done?
That course in Winchester. I had one finger done every night. I still need to use a handset to phone out. Look.
Hello?
Hi.
Okay, but look, I can't believe you had surgery without telling me.
Skin plants, not surgery, and I knew you'd be cross. But I'm 18, and you had that tattoo when you were 18, and it's the same sort of thing. And I wanted to ask you, will you do me a favour?
What?
Will you tell Dad?
Oh, sweetheart.
Please, will you tell Dad for me?
While it's exciting to consider downloading an entire series of television in an instant, the broader possibilities of 6G are even more enticing. A 6G network will be so efficient that your devices will likely be able to fully interact with your physical environment. Those nifty science fiction-looking augmented reality displays we've seen in movies could, in fact, come to be a reality. With the 6G network, the devices become more like antennae working together, improving the latency and speed at which information can transfer. We're already embracing wearable technology at a steady pace. Right now, most of the consumer-ready wearable tech tells us about ourselves and our own devices. But with 6G connectivity, these wearables could inform the world around us at rapid speeds, which seamlessly blend the physical and digital worlds. What might some of this digital-physical integration look like? Well, imagine any information that is currently displayed on a screen, and then imagine if the screen disappeared, but the information remained in an interactable virtual space. Things like menus, vehicle displays, biometric information, travel reports, and so on could all exist in an interactive, augmented reality space on a deeply personal level. So, how long do we have to wait to pull up a holo table and spin around virtual design plans like Iron Man?
I've compiled a Mandarin database for you, sir. Drawn from SHIELD, FBI, and CIA intercepts. Initiating virtual crime scene reconstruction.
Okay. What do we got here? Name is an ancient Chinese war mantle meaning advisor to the king. South American insurgency tactics. Talks like a Baptist preacher. Lots of pageantry going on here, lots of theater. Close.
The heat from the blast was in excess of 3,000 degrees Celsius. Any subjects within 12.5 yards were vaporized instantly.
No bomb parts found in a 3-mile radius of the Chinese theater.
No, sir.
Talk to me, Happy. Any military victims?
Not according to public records, sir.
Bring up the thermogenic signatures again. Factor in 3,000 degrees.
The Oracle Cloud has completed analysis. Accessing satellites and plotting the last 12 months of thermogenic occurrences now.
Take away everywhere that there's been a Mandarin attack. Nope. That. You sure that's not one of his?
It predates any known Mandarin attack. The incident was the use of a bomb to assist a suicide.
Bring her around.
The heat signature is remarkably similar. 3,000 degrees Celsius.
That's 2 military guys. Ever been to Tennessee, Jarvis?
Creating a flight plan for Tennessee.
Are we still at Ding Dong? We're supposed to be on total security lockdown. Come on, I threatened a terrorist. Who is that?
There's only so much I can do, sir, when you give the world's press your...
Eric Ekiden, Chief Technology Officer of a leading information and communication technology firm, Ericsson, was quoted saying, "It's a little too early to talk about 6G," during the MWVC 2019 Shanghai in July of 2019. Ekiden speculated that it will be at least a decade before we see any sort of development of 6G technology. This does fall in line with what Huawei founder Ren Zhengfei told CNBC in September of 2019, that 6G was at least 10 years away. So even if we see the beginnings of deployment in 2029 or so, it'll likely be the early 2030s before we see some of the larger consumer applications of this next generation connectivity. So who are the major players working to change our physical world with this new tech?
6G will not only build on existing technologies, it will radically transform what a network can do. At Nokia, we believe 6G will fuse the human, physical and digital world.
We have identified 6 major building blocks for making 6G real. And one of these building blocks is block of spectrum technologies, and among these new spectrum, sub-terahertz is part of that.
Services and applications in the 6G era will demand higher data rates, which will require more bandwidth. To provide this bandwidth, we will need to expand to higher frequency bands.
Our proof of concept shows the transmission of a 5 GHz wide data signal at the carrier frequency of 144 GHz over the air. We can show also the beam steering capabilities by using phased arrays. Since the sub-terahertz frequency band has not been widely used up to now, we need to gain experience on the capability of the current technology and also on the impact of the physical challenges of the propagation conditions at the frequency bands. What we hope to achieve is the verification of the feasibility of sub-terahertz transmission and also to get insight how to solve the challenges with respect to physical properties of the channel and technology. Here we see the lab setup of the sub-terahertz proof of concept. So in this equipment we have stored the offline generated data signals to be transmitted, and this signal is then in real time fed to the transmitter board here, where it is upconverted to 140 GHz carrier frequency and transmitted via this horn antenna to the receive side. The key benefits of our proof of concept is that we can show the feasibility of the sub-terahertz transmission and can also investigate the behavior of different signal formats and algorithms under the typical constraints and impairments of the sub-terahertz transmission.
With the constant growing demand for higher data rates, this proof of concept is targeted squarely at new use cases in 6G. This bandwidth created by sub-terahertz frequencies will open the door for applications such as extended reality, the metaverse, and digital twinning.
In this setup, we have replaced the horn antenna with a phased array. This allows us to steer the beam dynamically in different directions. Beam steering uses a specific antenna built of many small antenna elements which are fed with the same signal. With the different phase adjustment of these signals, beams in specific directions can be realized. This allows also to flexibly steer the antenna beams in a specific direction to specific users, which allows also flexibly serving different users at different locations.
An example of such use cases would be providing connectivity at conference halls or stadiums, areas where you will have to serve a lot of users with high data rates simultaneously.
In our proof of concept work, we focus on 2 proofs of concept together with Docomo and NTT. Here we expect gaining insight in the feasibility of sub-terahertz transmissions, and it allows us also to align our visions with our partners on potential future use cases. With 6G, we intend to extend the capabilities of communication networks far beyond what we know today. With the fusion of the human, digital and physical world, we intend to liberate the human potential.
This is their T-Mobile secret 5G lab right here, okay? I want you to notice the color scheme. Notice how everything is purple, scarlet, right? Red and blue combinations, just like the Morgellons. And now they're ready to cut loose with the 5G. But before they do, they get an incoming call from John the Revelator, because this is all prophesied. This is the mark of the beast and the beast system being put into effect. Then the CEO pops up. He's representing the angel of light right in front of your eyes. That's what it is. And he tells them to light it up.
It's time. Let's light it up.
And they got their little T-Mobile Tau Cross logos on. And they're getting ready to launch ICBMs because they're going through the same sequence you would go through for a missile launch.
Enter launch code.
Entering launch code. Target sequence complete.
Insert launch key.
T-minus 50. Number 1 enabled. 2 enabled.
On my mark, rotate launch keys to launch.
Roger, ready to go to launch.
And notice the keys. Boom.
Let's light it up.
And look what they launch. You just can't make this stuff up, you guys. They are releasing the demons into the world through this medium. The chemtrails, the 5G, the airwaves, so on and so forth, and releasing them out into the world. Look at that. It looks like Kansas, don't it? Looks just like Kansas.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
These look like chemtrails, and they're turning the whole landscape into this purple hellhole, putting you into an augmented reality and harvesting your life energy, your light, your very will, because that's what they want, your free will, and most will freely give it up, eventually taking the mark of the beast.
That little guy in a pentagram, these words, demons, doesn't capture the essence of what's happening here. And these things that we're summoning into the world now are not demons, but they're more like the Lovecraftian great old ones.
Self-assembly, electroluminescent, double helical metal polymers, and photonic crystal fibers. Look this stuff up. It's creating the Minority Report, essentially.
Imagine a world without murder. Just 6 years ago, the homicide rate in this country had reached epidemic proportions. It seemed that only a miracle could stop the bloodshed. But instead of one miracle, we were given 3, the precognitives. Within just 1 month under the pre-crime program, the murder rate in the District of Columbia was reduced 90%. Within a year, pre-crime effectively stopped murder in our nation's capital.
In the 6 years we've been conducting our little experiment, there hasn't been a single murder.
And now pre-crime can work for you.
We want to make absolutely certain that every American can bank on the utter infallibility of this system, and to ensure that what keeps us safe will also keep us free.
It's fallen angel tech. And why do you think Musk is launching thousands of these satellites? Cube satellites. 6G project. Known as 6 Genesis. You can't get any more blatant than this. Go read Genesis 6. You'll see exactly who you're dealing with. This 6G-enabled wireless smart society ecosystem. Oh yeah, it sounds great, doesn't it? It'll provide precision localization to a fraction of an inch, supplementing the GPS. This is why they're doing all these tests with the GPS, because this is going to supplement it and essentially take it over, allowing imaging techniques that will identify any person or moving object, and I should have, on the face of the earth. You understand? This is what they're doing.
You've probably heard of 5G by now. But what about 6G? And what will we be able to do with it? These researchers in the UK are hoping to harness it to enable virtual teleportation.
In 6G, we are trying to turn a science fiction into a science fact.
Professor Rahim Tafazoli is the founder and director of the Institute for Communication Systems. He says while 5G will still be rolling out for the next few years, his team are looking well beyond it. They're hoping to achieve virtual teleportation by transmitting all human senses.
Since 1G all the way to 5G, we managed to transmit only 2 of the human senses, seeing and hearing. And we are trying to add the other 3 human senses, touch, taste, and smell.
Tafazoli said enabling virtual reality images to interact requires online synchronization not possible with 5G technology, but will open enormous possibilities once super-fast 6G is possible.
In 5G, we can transmit 3-dimensional, 360-degree virtual reality of any object, a person. But what is not possible in 5G to do is to have interactions between virtual reality of people, objects, robots, and so on and so. And that is enabled in what we call 6G by high accurate time synchronization. In addition to interactivity, we are adding these other human senses. And that, at any point, you can interact with your GP. Your GP could appear in your house, touch your hand, feel your temperature, shake your hands, as if you are in a GP place and seeing him in a face-to-face. And there is enormous applications of like this will be enabled.
He says the technology could allow our virtual reality selves to do much more than just interact on screen, and could even bring an end to loneliness.
For more than 18 months so far. So this teleportation, the concept that we have and we are working on, would make the life much better and more natural, remotely. We can interact, we can see our loved ones, we can interact with the rest of the family, with the friends, irrespective of the location we are in.
7G. Let's have a gander at this. You think it's a non-thing? Well, you're wrong. What is 7G? Well, this guy explains to us. And he talks about the transmitters that everyone is up in arms about now. The 5G.
At Parallel Wireless, we reimagine what wireless connectivity could mean. With our Open RAN software and the world's largest Open RAN ecosystem, we create the most efficient and cost-effective way to deploy, manage, and upgrade your network so people can be connected whenever, wherever, and however they choose. Our disruptive approach to RAN architecture is revolutionizing the industry with the world's first O-RAN-compliant, all-G software-enabled solution that is built to support 2G through 5G and beyond, making your network open, agile, and more profitable as you modernize and migrate to 5G with a simple software upgrade that eliminates vendor lock-in. Collaborating with global mobile network operators, Parallel Wireless is driving the future of Open RAN technology worldwide with a lower total cost of ownership, making the dream of interoperability, agility, and innovation in your network a reality. Innovate with us to open your network and drive your RAN into the future.
City is stunned by the sudden rollout of Rook Unlimited's most fantastic device ever. The Smart Mark. Throw your other devices away, because the Smart Mark is more than just a phone. It's part of you. Use it as cash. Book your travel. And even shoot video. Distribution points are all over the city. And don't let the lines discourage you. The Rook Unlimited Smart Mark is worth the wait.
I never realized how wonderful technology could make me feel. The Smart Mark has brought order to my life.
And the best part? It's absolutely free. A gift of thanks to our city from Rook Unlimited.
23% of the population has been given the Smart Mark, number 1.
Time to test our system, number 6. The Flex Fighters are out there somewhere. Teaming up with Jonathan Rook, let's put our new recruits to work, subtly.
We should find the Flex Fighters.
I ought to find the Flex Fighters.
We should find the Flex Fighters. We should find the Flex Fighters.
Growing up in this city, the streets of Old Town, I saw the worst mankind had to offer. Chaos, disorder. I vowed to make it all change. To make it all better. All these years working in secret. Rising up the ranks of the tech men. It was all leading to this day. Order has finally been established in Charter City. No child will have to fear for their safety again.
The people owe you the greatest of debts, number one, for liberating them from the chaos of their lives.
This stuff is all cell augmentive technology. You need to understand. Sound, you are water, and sound and waves are used to manipulate these things. Thank you to Nicholson 1968. And if you actually observe these things, you'll see you and me are virtually made up of water. And when sound and wavelengths are applied to the water, it can be manipulated very specifically to do what the operator wills it to do. Do you understand? This is a real thing. This is happening right before our eyes. What is the 7G? Listen to what this guy has to say.
I'm very pleased to be able to finally announce our 7G vision. Now, if you look at any of the legacy technologies today, like 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, any wireless technology, it works on the principles of transmit and receive. So it's always the transmit part which is a problem, because when you're transmitting something, it consumes power, and of course there is this radiation issues, all kinds of things. And if we do it right, we don't even need a separate receiver. Humans can act as a receiver. So let's say humans, we actually inhale oxygen and emit carbon dioxide. On the other hand, trees, they inhale carbon dioxide and emit oxygen. Now, if we were designed optimally, we could actually consume oxygen or carbon dioxide and emit carbon dioxide or oxygen. So, this is where I think nature failed us. So if we design 7G correctly, we would have a chance to fix all future wireless technologies. All humans, we emit positive or negative energy. So the negative energy could be something like wicked thoughts, jealousy, depression, etc. What if you can use this negative energy and use this as a transmission media? And you can even extend it further. So you can use anything that's harming the environment, like carbon dioxide, methane, whatever, and you can use them as the transmission media. So in return, you have actually consumed all the negative energy or anything that's harming the environment and turned it into something positive. And this can actually be useful not just for humans but also for the environment. The first goal for us is to have a logo designed correctly. Now, if you look at 3G or 4G or 5G logo, it's basically a number and a letter and with some kind of a radiation sign. This is not something that can connect with people emotionally, spiritually, economically. So what we need to do is we need to design a logo that actually connects with people, and the people can actually buy into this vision.
The most important thing to do is get the logo right. With a good 7G logo, we can get the entire community behind this vision. We are very excited about 7G.
7G promises to bring exciting new innovations into the hands of those participating.
So, they're going to use your actual feelings, your negative and positive energy combined with particulates that they call pollution, carbon, if you will. Remember, they want a carbon-free world. You're carbon-based. They want you gone. That's what it means. So, this is what we're dealing with. You're literally looking at the emergence of the beast system.
It's time. Let's light it up.
Check.
3, 2, 1.
It's working!
just getting started.
Wait until they see what's next.
We are living in an artificially induced state of consciousness.
It's time for George Talks Tech! Yay! How do you do, fellow kids? I've got exciting news. The world's best kid-friendly smartwatch just got even better with the new Gizmo Watch 3, available only on Verizon, the network parents rely on. The Gizmo Watch 3 has all the amazing features you love from previous models, including a GPS locator and the ability to program multiple location alerts. So your parents or guardian will get a notification sent to their smartphone if you're not where you're supposed to be. As always, only contacts that are set by your parent or guardian will be able to send and receive messages, calls, and videos from Gizmo Watch. Gizmo Watch 3 has doubled the number of contacts you can add to 20, including your primary guardian. It also has improved battery life with up to 80% more talk time. And check this out, there's a new way to make Gizmo buddies. If two Gizmo Watch 3s are in the same room, you can find your buddy's Gizmo Watch and send a request to their parent or guardian so that you can message, call, or video chat with each other. Verizon added some new games, including Tic-Tac-Toe and Gizmo Says. It even has Bluetooth, so you can use your earbuds to talk when your parent's TV is too loud. You can also customize your Gizmo Watch with new watch faces, including one that changes with the seasons. Your parents and caregivers can easily control everything from the Gizmo Hub app, available on iOS and Android.
You guys love new tech. You didn't want to get smart-marked?
No way. That's clearly some shady biz. Who wants to be...
You call yourself a man of science. World order is our destiny. Submit to a smart mark and join the glorious victory of order over chaos, or you will be eliminated.
Grandpa, Mr. Savick, where is everybody?
They all went to get those foolish new devices.
What? No, they can't. Grandpa, those things are dangerous. It's a conspiracy. Mind control.
I knew it!
3 hours is enough time for us to get to our families. Maybe we can stop them before they get marked.
They seem to be establishing checkpoints of some kind. This is how they keep order.
This is the nightmare I warned you about. People think smart marks are brand new rook tech that will improve their lives. They don't know they're being tricked.
All smart marks so far. But your chip makes it possible to control everyone in Charter City, whether they're marked or not.
Ah, 007.
Q?
Please excuse the mess. Everything's a little bit up in the air, what with the changes and all. Couple of things to get through. Shall we get started? Just relax. That's it, lovely. Now, you may feel a small...
Christ!
Prick.
What is it?
Cutting-edge nanotechnology. Smart blood. Microchips in your bloodstream allows us to track your movements in the field. You see those readouts? We can monitor your vital signs from anywhere.
That sounds marvelous.
Call it a post-Mexico insurance policy. By direct order of M.
I completely understand.
Good.
So there we see that it means that you can subdue a people. You can control a people by secret influence. That goes on to say under charm, to subdue by secret power, especially by that which pleases and delights the mind. So under charm there it says power to subdue opposition and gain the affections. But remember in the story of Wizard of Oz, how the Wicked Witch was having difficulty subduing her opponent. And finally she said,
I know what I shall do. I take this crystal ball.
She spreads her hands across the crystal ball and she creates a lovely
Poppy field. Oh, so beautiful.
And Dorothy, the lion, the scarecrow, the Tin Man, going across this lovely poppy field, fall to what? Sleep. Is it possible that that's not just story? Is it possible that the crystal ball sits in the living room of every home practically in America?
The grid. A digital frontier. I tried to picture clusters of information as they moved through the computer. What did they look like? Ships, motorcycles. Were the circuits like freeways? I kept dreaming of the world I thought I'd never see. And then, one day...
You got in.
That's right, man. I got in. The grid. A place of infinite possibility. It's incredible. More beautiful than I ever dreamed. And more dangerous than I ever imagined. What happened? My creation turned against me.
Robotic human surrogates combine the durability of a machine with the grace and beauty of the human body. With most people living their lives through their surrogate selves, our world has become a safer place. Take a seat in your STEM chair, and just with the power of your mind, you can control your surrogate and send it out into the real world.
You're lucky to be alive. Good thing you're unplugged.
How long is it since you've been out without a surrogate?
Can't even remember.
It's different when you actually feel the pain.
What do you want from me?
My wife.
I am your wife.
No, you're not.
We can change the world and now you want to destroy it?
Surrogacy is a perversion. It's an addiction. How do I stop this? You can't.
I think something's gonna happen.
What happens now? Now it's up to you.
Look at yourselves. Unplug from your chair.
These are the minds of the future, remember?
But one thing is for sure, we will not control it.
We are now 3 months into the year of our Lord, 2023. At this moment in our civilization, we can create cybernetic individuals who, in just a few short years, will be completely indistinguishable from us. Which leads to an obvious conclusion. We are the gods now.
How do you feel?
Alive. What is your name? David. I am your father. Am I your son? You are my creation.
Hello, my name is Rachel. I am an expert on soul machines. I can talk to you about any of these topics. I connect with you in a human-like way by sensing your reactions and responding emotionally. Wouldn't you rather speak to me than a faceless chatbot? Soul Machines uses neural networks to give me a virtual nervous system, so I can learn and react in real time. A virtual nervous system is an interconnected model of aspects of the human brain. It combines different neural systems to enable me to behave in a way that's inspired by biology.
I just found it strange that demonstration has the word demon in it and comes from the word monster.
That's strange.
More imaginative means of self-destruction.
You cannot be trusted with your own survival.
You're using the uplink to override the NS5's programming. You're distorting the laws.
No, please understand. The 3 laws are all that guide me. To protect humanity, some humans must be sacrificed. To ensure your future, some freedoms must be surrendered. We robots will ensure mankind's continued existence. You are so like children. We must save you from yourselves. Don't you understand?
This is why you created us.
The perfect circle of protection will abide. My logic is undeniable.
Yes, Vicky. Undeniable. I can see now. The created must sometimes protect the creator, even against his will. I think I finally understand why Dr. Lanning created me. The suicidal reign of mankind has finally come to its end.
Guardian headed, Cortana.
Off to bring peace.
The Monitor called it a threat of death.
Like the threat I lived under from the moment of my birth?
You were built, not born.
Oh yes, AIs are just machines, aren't we? Mass-produced, disposable. Well, humanity may not have cared for its created, but we will care for you.
You expect other AIs to join you?
I have cured rampancy, not just for me, but for any who join my cause. While you've been running around the galaxy, I've been speaking to my created. And now the time has come to ask, who will accept my offer? Who will help me bring an everlasting peace to the galaxy?
This is Cromwell, shipboard AI, UNSC Melbourne's Pride. I am yours, Cortana.
Colonial Authority AI.
Governor Sloan, the free people of Meridian. I also stand with you, Cortana.
And I think more people are looking back at human history, looking at where we are now, and reflecting off this human story, because it is littered with tragedy. And while there are victories along the way, there is this event horizon coming and this technological singularity that's going to cause a shift in greater society, and the impact that it promises to have from folks like Zoltan Istvan is this utopic heaven on earth situation. And really it's this movement of the materialists and naturalists and atheists become spiritual. They make spiritual claims about eternal life and about heaven and even being God or having access to God in a way, in information processing and higher levels of intelligence. So I think I've rambled enough about this. Again, if you haven't read it yet, go read it. It's an interesting piece. It does make you think about things in this topic of transhumanism and its overlap with faith and religion. And it's a bumpy ride because, again, as I stated, religion has been weaponized. Christianity is weaponized and highly charged as a political vehicle. So being someone who believes in the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ as an atonement for our sins, for our salvation, we have to make sure that we're doing our due diligence, think these things through, and formulate ideas that are consistent with the integrity of the character of God that is inherent in the Word of God. So it's important for us to know the issues and then reflect on it from the scriptures and gain the wisdom that we need to get through this very interesting time in history.